Hello everyone and welcome to plans to be an exciting matchup between 120 versus Moon. Moon spawning as the blue night elf over here on the top left hand side of the map. 120 spawning as, well, the red undead. Undead versus night elf on Terran stand. A very drastically different map than what we saw in game number 1 on Northern Isle. What do we have in store? Well, if I had a crystal ball and could see into the future, I would let you know. Thank you, got it, and for the follow. Always great to be part of this community, even after all these years. Often is used more against human than it is against undead. We are looking at a death knight on the opposite side here, and are we going to solo warden play versus a warden followed up by, say, a demon hunter at tier 2? Those are the questions, and hopefully, well, we will have our answers in, well, 10 minutes time. You just have to be patient. Death Knight, Crypt, Ziggurat all getting added across here. Well, no real creeping coming down. Ancient of War getting into position. Wisp being brought over, most likely to try and engage, perhaps get a little bit of lightning shield on that archer. Acolyte taking a little bit of damage right there. And here we are, Acolyte taking some damage. And is it going to try and hire away that Forest Troll Shadow Priest? It does exactly that. Hiring away the Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Forest Troll Shadow Priest just going to walk away and say thank you very much. Now going after this Wisp right here. Wisp taking a little bit of damage down to 51. Could have been taken out. 17 over 24 as 120's Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Is it going to steal experience? Yes, it does. It steals some experience right there. Fan of Knives was not used in time. And Moon does not get to level 2 right off the bat. Meanwhile, Death Knight out on the other side of the field here. Forest Troll Shadow Priest going to be joining in on that battle here. We are looking at the Blight already down, providing a bit of heal. We are looking also at a Scroll of Town Portal being sold. If you guys remember, the Scroll of Town or items sell for a little bit more gold now. I believe the final number that they decided on is 60% instead of. At first, I thought it was like 75, and then it went down to 65, then 60. That does make a bit of a difference, as you don't really want to give a large amount of gold to the races who often sell their Scroll of Town Portal early. Undead and Orc, they would just be able to do so much more early on so quickly. Warden gonna go ahead and slip on through here. Does have a Scroll of the Beast. Are we looking at Fan of Knives? Yes, we are. There is a Tome of Agility. Is it gonna go for it? Yes, it does go for that Tome of Agility. And now just simply gonna, well, Shadow Meld here. All right, trying to go after some of these units as well. Going after the Forest Troll Shadow Priest, and the Ziggurat is already down, getting in some damage as well. There's a Fan of Knives going to finish off that one unit. There it gets taken down, as well as the Archer still joining in on the battle. It's one Skeletal Minion down to 27 hit points. Is it going to end up getting taken out? Yes, it does. Warden getting that killing blow as well. Meanwhile, Wisp hiding down to the south here. Death Knight, Warden going to perhaps be going toe-to-toe. Warden doesn't have a way to get out of this tough spot. It does, as the Death Knight now teleports off to the north and forces a cancellation on that Tree of Life. Tree of Life, no expansion coming across. Meanwhile, Shadow Meld right here. Acolytes holding on by. Nerubian Tower ready once more to try and slow down this Warden. Meanwhile, the Death Knight walking back as well. Archers showing up, single ghoul right here. There's a little bit of damage. Gonna go after those units once more. Warden able to hide to the very far back, and as it slips to the back there, well, actually still gets slowed just a bit. Death Knight does not have Dust of Appearance. What is going on here? And trying to finish off these units as the Warden gonna try and engage again. There's a blink back out, but blinking out behind the river to head back home. Tree of Life now being built once more. Death Knight sitting at level 2 has Dust of Appearance, doesn't want to become a victim to all of that, hide Shadow Meld play, as the Haunted Gold Mine is going to be nearing completion. Army of Ghouls coming in from the east side. Meanwhile, Death Knight and Ghouls coming in from the west side as well. Death Coil finishes off long distance, taking down that unit again as the archers, Forest Troll Berserkers, are going to be trying to engage. Ghoul is going to be coming in from behind once more. And is this a purposeful play, trying to buy a little bit of distance, as now a whole bunch of ghouls have shown up on the Tree of Life, ready to put in that damage? All right, purposely splitting up that army. That was a brilliant, brilliant strategy. Death Coil now going to go after that Wisp. Does get the Wisp, takes it down, and now the Death Knight trying to make its rounds to finish off more of these units. Unholy Aura allowing the Death Knight to move slightly faster, as the units are just, well, the Warden unable to really make up that distance. Trying to surround a Warden just doesn't make a lot of sense. There's Dust of Appearance. There's the Blink, as the damage could add up again. Warden still has plenty of mana. Hasn't been using Fan of Knives that aggressively, though, as it wants to make sure it still has that get out of jail free card. All right, Death Coil for the save on that Ghoul, as the units are still looking to retreat back. Tree of Life was canceled one more time. And then what does Moon say about this? Moon says, you know what? If you're going to do some tricky plays, I can do the same thing too. Ancient Protectors being built down to the south. Ancient of War also being built down to the south, saying, if you want to force me to do one base play 120, I can do one base play. And that's what's going down now. Warden is at Tree of Ages, Nature's Blessing, and for that additional armor upgrade, as they're going to start to walk on over here. That little bit of difference, that little bit of difference is absolutely drastic here, as it's going to eat a tree and then is going to root itself right there. Wow, directly next to that Nerubian tower, and now able to engage here, going after these units, as this, Ancient Protector able to eat up a tree. And is it going to root itself? Yes, it will. Getting that fortified armor and glaive throwers in on the battlefield. All right, I do not believe 120 was expecting a towering attempt at all, as Ancient Protectors are getting added in. Glaive throwers are here, and we should be getting in more and more units as well. Ancient Protectors adding in quite a bit of damage. Is it getting a little bit of splash damage? No splash damage. The buildings are not quite big enough, or the buildings are just a little bit too big, as the Ancient Protectors are now starting to fight once again. All right, a little bit of damage more and more, as we're looking at, those units getting taken out there. There's a Death Coil finishing off a Wisp. Death Knight level 2 Death Coil one-shotting a Wisp, and gonna do it again, as the Death Knight still doing a little bit of this dance back and forth. All right, more damage coming back across. Warden sitting at level 2 does have a Scroll of the Beast. Could try and put in a little bit more pressure here, as there are plenty of Wisps in the back here for all of this protection. Death Knight out of Wisp right here. There's a Death Knight using a potion of mana, Death Coiling again, as the Glaive Thrower is absorbing a large amount of damage here. The Glaive Thrower doing a large amount of damage here, but the Spirit Tower is still going to end up getting taken down. 2 Glaive Throwers more than enough. 3 Ancient Protectors putting in that pressure here. Ghouls are getting taken down. 48 supply compared to 39. 120 having the supply advantage, but Moon obviously with these high pressure, high valuable Ancient Protectors, slow moving, able to get into position. So far, we're continuing to move around pretty consistently here. There goes another Frost Nova down, as the Lich is out onto the battlefield as well. Warden unable to easily get to level 3, as so many Ancient Protectors are the ones dealing damage. So far, these Ancient Protectors continuing to move across the map, and, well, refortifying their position, and then trying to start covering each other as well. Ancient of War, we do have Nature's Blessing, and Ancient Protectors do walk a little bit faster, as the Ancient Protector is going to continue to battle it up here. Death Knight, Lich going in for the engagement. Glaive Thrower coming from the backside. We are looking at a bunch of repairs on that Haunted Gold Mine, as well as the Lich is trying to dive forward against those Glaive Throwers. Not going to really find that altogether that helpful, though, as it's too much damage to try and mitigate. Forest Troll Shadow Priest continuing to heal up that Warden once more, as the Death Knight looking to see, can I get any death coils off onto any of those units? Triple glaive throwers as those crypt fiends and the Forest Troll Berserker trying to back away once again. All right, glaive throwers continuing to put pressure here. There goes down another Acolyte again. Warden is still only sitting at level 2 after all this time, as the Lich is going after these units again and again. Death Knight could get another Death Coil off here, trying to finish off this Wisp, as the Wisp are on auto repair, healing up all of these units, as the Glaive Throwers are going to turn back around and try to fight some damage or throw some damage against that Lich. All right, Haunted Goldmine finally taken out. It looks as though more Acolytes going to get taken down once again, as the Ancient Protectors, not really protecting, as opposed to destroying, and trying to put pressure on the opposing side. All right, give me 1 second. All right, let's continue to go back into this game. All right, Death Knight now making its way back over. Going to go ahead and clear up all of those units, making sure everything is recording properly. Yes, it is. So far, Moon doing a good job shutting down the opponent's expansion and pretty much keeping 120 honest. And by denying that expansion there and putting pressure, making sure that, you know what, if you really want a one-base fight, it is going to be a one-base fight. Now, with all the remaining heroes and of the Warden all backed away and no longer in the battle, all of these ancient protectors are going to fall, but still, a couple of ghouls were taken down as well. Ancient protector damage 45 to 54, nothing to shake us. Well, that is one giant bit of damage here, as those ancient protectors get taken down. I don't know, it feels like there was a bit more of a frenzy coming in from the Death Knight and the Lich, a little bit upset. 120 knowing that he had the economic advantage but could not hold on to it. Meanwhile, Warden down to the south here. What is going on? He has, double Scroll of the Beast coupled with Book of the Dead, and now going to try and perhaps stop this expansion again before it even gets started. New Tree of Life off over here, but it is not going to be able to root itself either, or as it knows that there is, there are still creeps in that position trying to protect that location. 49 supply compared to 45 army size. Army size a little bit better for 120, as we see a Scroll of Town Portal come across. Units are all going to try and back away. Well, nope, that was a Staff of Teleportation, and it was completely canceled right there. And now going to make its way back off to the north instead. Tree of Life going to go ahead and purposely hide itself, and is like the Tree of Life, if it can move off to the right a little bit more, I think they will notice. Yeah, it sees that there is creeps there, and then thinks, you know what, there's creeps there, there is not going to be anything else. So Scroll of Town Portal back out. The tree could have actually Scroll of Town Portal right here and then started to clear out this creep camp. But does he know that there is actually there's actually a Sentry Ward right here as well? That's a little bit of a funny play. All right, Sentry Ward just a little bit out of range, out of sight once more. Dryads are going to go ahead and clear things up, but I think 120 may have been deceived, thinking that maybe Moon has set up an expansion, didn't see one, but the Tree of Life was all the way down across here. Another brilliant play once again, but now, well, the lie is up. The Death Knight alongside the Destroyer going to easily scout out this Tree of Life and finish it off. Tree of Life absorbing quite a bit of damage. Death Knight, ghouls just attacking so very quickly. Going to finish off this, that off with no problem whatsoever. Goblin Tinker as the third hero, rounding it out for a little bit more building damage. And 120 saying, you know what, I am totally okay with going in for one base play. Obsidian statues are here. Your Goblin Tinker, where's that Pocket Factory? Ancient of War going to be joining in on the fight, as well as the Warden Fan of Knives getting in large amounts of damage. A lot of missing involved right there, as the Talisman of Evasion just well, prevented a large amount of damage. Continuing to fight their way through, another fan of knives coming across. 120's army is getting, well, sliced and diced right there. Frost armor onto that Forest Troll Berserker, preventing the slow, as the Warden still chasing after this Forest Troll Berserker right there, unable to, well, take it down, and now slowed down as well. Ancient of War going to get lost here. Warden going to come in from behind once more, going to blink through, try to offer a little bit of protection. Destroyers going after the Glaive Throwers, as the Glaive Throwers do have heavy armor. More damage coming back across here, as there is a bit of shadow melding trying to hide itself before throwing down another fan of knives. So much damage coming across the board. Warden could be in trouble, able to blink away and then heal back up. Was down to, I believe, about 50 hit points. Goblin Tinker continuing in that front line. Doesn't have any sort of burst heal. Warden shows up right in front of the Goblin Tinker to finish it off, and fighting next to Moonwells is always a bit of a risky proposition. 53 supply compared to 56. Destroyers now looking to back up. That Warden has just been playing such a beautiful, beautiful game. Now burrowing itself as well, trying to protect themselves even further. All right, we're looking at, well, there goes another Glaive Thrower. Warden in that backside here, and all of the Moonwells for days. Damage just not sticking on any of those units at all. Lich now absorbing a little bit of damage. We're looking at, well, more damage coming across. Fan of Knives finishing off units again and again, as the Warden, well, Forest Troll Shadow Priest is going to finish off another unit. Yes, it will. Death Knight going to be in trouble, down to 114 hit points. Are those units going to be able to get away? Lich seeing that level 3 Crypt Fiends, able to unburrow just in time. All right, teleporting back home. One lone archer. What is it doing down here? Taking a lot of damage, apparently. All right, Obsidian Statues joining in on, well, Obsidian Statues full on hit points. And as they're making their way back out across the field, it may be enough. Winner of this tournament played best of one random race hero versus Ted. Random race, random hero. Oh, that is quite the game, as we're looking at a Wisp trying to do a little bit of scouting. Glaive Thrower in the back, unable to do much though, as the Destroyer, well, is there to prevent that Zeppelin. This is the TED tournament, right? All right, over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map, undead spots, moons, expansion, Lich ready to go. Forest Troll Berserker once more in position. Destroyers trying to get healed back up, trying to get a little bit more health across all of these units, all incredibly important as well. Meanwhile, the Dryads, this mass Dryad army, which I haven't seen in quite some time, finally going back to this particular type of strategy after so long. Moon, yeah, eventually he might try and pivot into bears. No, he's not going to pivot into bears. He's still at Tree of Ages, not going into Tree of Eternity. But yeah, mass Dryads is a strategy that generally doesn't do very well against these Crypt Fiends and all of that berserking or poking damage. But with Fan of Knives and just trying to push out this War of Attrition, it does do quite a bit of damage. Ancient of War is uprooted. There is, well, an illusion right there. That's just going to get devoured. Come on, get devoured. Yeah, should have just gotten devoured and then trying to get taken down. There goes an archer who, well, standing amongst a sea of very magic resistant or magic immune units. That archer just got taken down in no time flat. 60 supply compared to 54. Ancient of War taken out here. Tree of Eternity of additional Wisp. We are looking at an Abomination moving out across the field as well. Are we going to be getting Disease Cloud? Nope, no Disease Cloud as of yet. Disease Cloud still really very, very effective damage over time, as the Clockwork Goblin's going to end up getting destroyed back here. All right, in comes a bit of repairing, as we see a web now to try and stop this Goblin Zeppelin. All right, damage going to be coming back across here. Destroyer can easily devour magic. All of those illusions. Try to remove that and still deal a little bit more damage again and again, as we're looking at Forest Troll Berserkers getting, well, going to get finished off there. There is I believe, a Dust of Appearance. Yeah, Dust of Appearance. The Crypt Fiends are not going to be able to burrow. 51 supply compared to 59, as Moon is winning out on this battle slightly. All right, Goblin Tinker, Clockwork Goblins, Frost Nova going down, but, well, not really effective against all of these units here, as the Crypt Fiends have not been able to really finish off the Dryads in numbers or effectively so far. Crypt Fiends continuing to get healed though by that Death Knight, which is turning into a little bit of an uphill battle. There is another Dust of Appearance, the Crypt Fiend getting taken down. Scroll of Town Portal finally, as the Obsidian statue providing a bit of cover, and well, this expansion may end up just being lost. All right, Destroyers. Destroyers, Goblin Tinker, more Wisps trying to get trained up. It looks as though this Tree of Life is going to be destroyed here in just a moment, as the Tree of Life does need to get repaired or damaged. Still adding in army of Dryads making their way back in from the north. We could be looking at some detonations. Yes, removing mana from the Obsidian statue is also incredibly important, as the Clockwork Goblins joining in on the battle. Dryad's going to be coming in. Well, no, Dryad's not even choosing to engage right now, trying to create a little bit of separation between the reinforcements and the actual battle here. All right, a little bit of divide and conquer. Death Knight able to get a death coil off, trying to save that destroyer again, as the army of Dryads are here. Beautiful blinked Phantom Knives to try and finish off the remaining units. No more Dust of Appearance, as the Warden getting very close to level 6. Abomination about to get taken down. One or two more shots should do it. It does get it. Potion of Healing in time, as the Warden now needs to back away. One very low hit point Crypt Fiend, however, hiding in the sand, and that is the difference between level 5 and level 6 right now. An Abomination, while trying to retreat back here, taking a lot of slow poking damage as well. And we're looking at this Abomination, well, just already down to 500 hit points and dropping pretty regularly. No longer on Blight, it's going to heal up even slower, and that is going to be a big surprise here, as the Avatar of Vengeance is now out on the battlefield. The one-man army, one-woman army, ready to put in a bunch of pressure with Spirit of Vengeances here. The Tree of Life is still hanging on, but this is all because, well, forcing an engagement, more and more units out here, as the Obsidian statue is going to get taken down. Well, almost taken down, finally getting taken down right there. Crypt Fiends, more of these units continuing to fight their way through. Where is the Avatar, and how come it is not getting pressured? That is a bigger question indeed, as we're looking at the Obsidian statues just absorbing so much damage. All right, Avatar of Vengeance still wandering around here. Their Avatar down to 159 hit points, dropping pretty regularly, and we're looking at 134 damage about to fall. Meanwhile, Dryads looking to make their way back off to the north here. Well, Lich and that Goblin Tinker making their way, well, off to the north. Where are they going to try and go and heal back up? Warden is at level 6. That Avatar of Vengeance is just absolutely scary, as the Avatar of Vengeance may try to dive in, find that graveyard, and, well, spawn up an army here in just a moment. Main gold mines are now all mined out. Tree of Eternity, is it even walking? Is it walking over? Yes, it is walking over. Tree of Ages, excuse me. Now walking over to try to establish up an expansion indeed. 42 supply compared to 46. 120. 120. Look, opponent. He does have a decent sized army, but he have the ability to deal with, well, that Avatar of Vengeance easily. Warden showing up right there, going to go ahead and shadow meld across all these units. There's a big fan of knives, and Acolytes could get taken down. Acolyte looking to get away. Dryads coming in from the north now, trying to poke apart at this army again. Obsidian statue now exposing themselves to the Kobold Geomancers, and also the creeps here. And the creeps are going to end up taking down the Obsidian statue, lost in the confusion. As the Avatar of Vengeance is going to spawn up more and more Spirit of Vengeances, they're going to join in on the battle, these invulnerable units, as the Death Coil is a day late and $1 short on that Crypt Fiend there. All right, Abomination's starting to join in on the battle, perhaps try to push back Moon, but Moon still has the larger army, and, well, that ultimate ability, that ultimate with those Spirit of Vengeances, able to deal so much damage. That damage just seems to stick so well. We are looking at an entangled gold mine here. Forest Troll, Berserker, just trying to protect this space, unable to do exactly that, as the, well, Tome of Agility and Wisp should be jumping into that entangled gold mine here. All right, 1 base versus 0. This Avatar of Vengeance is about to come to an end, and a new one will take its place, as Moon retreats with this Avatar of Vengeance, not wanting to give level 3 to that Goblin Tinker. More damage added on through Avatar Vengeance is now quickly summoned back up once more. Avatar Vengeance here, ready to go. Dryads are making their way over slow poison on to the abominations, and all of these units trying to retreat to the back. Death Knight sitting at level 5 does have a mana stone as well. We could be looking at a large amount of hero nuking just against the Warden. The Warden is a solo level 7 hero, as we're looking at, well, trying to finish off this Tree of Ages. Goblin Tinker looking to take down the building here. Is it gonna work out? The units are just trying to engage here as the Crypt Fiends are trying to hold back against all of these units. Spirit of Vengeance is so much damage. Avatar Vengeance, negative armor, now trying to retreat back as well. That comes in Phantom Knives with that Warden, as the Goblin Tinker is going to try and hide in the back. Goblin Tinker still sitting at level 2 after all this time, unable to get to level 3, hasn't really finished off any units, as the, well, battle of attrition going in favor of Moon. Death Whale saving that abomination as it just falls below 500 or 600 hit points. All right, Frost Nova, one of mana stealing. Warden, low on mana. Death Knight still has plenty to try and Death Whale. Is he going to try and Death Whales heal up more of these abominations? That's the question. No, unable to do that, as we're going to be looking at another focus down there again. 2 abominations taken down as the, well, army of 120 slowly whittling away, and that is going to be the end, folks. The Goblin Tinker still staying at the same level. That means that it hasn't even taken down any units of the Night Elf army throughout this matchup. 21 supply compared to 48. Goblin Tinker looking to trying to finish off that Warden, but the Warden, well, always able to blink free. Are we going to finally see the death of a unit? No, we are not. That Dryad able to escape away as 120 throws in the towel. Moon was trying to set up an expansion, and pretty much 120 denied him. So Moon adjusting his strategy accordingly, shifting, building 3 Ancient Protectors, an Ancient of War, and bringing in Glaive Throwers to stop 120's own expansion, forcing 1 base play. That quick adaptation right there, 120 just was not ready for it, and that prolonged fight, I thought that could have been a downside for Moon, as Moon's hero was stuck at level 2 for quite some time. However, Moon able to greatly overcome the hero level deficit, and then ultimately getting that ultimate ability at level 6, Avatar of Vengeance. Well, and then just turning all of those corpses on the ground into invulnerable units. Absolute, well, easy time there. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys were entertained and enjoyed it.